that if people could have talked frankly and without all these, you know, the things that they must say, they would have said, we hate poets, we hate poetry, we cannot stand it. So I think that this feeling is in the film, and at the same time, I mean, you know, I think you cannot just declare war about real life. And also the relation between poetry and real life, it's not just a contradiction, it's also, they go together.
Il suffit de se souvenir de la plus récente ou de la plus ancienne, comme on voudra, déclaration d'amour qu'on n'a jamais fait à quelqu'un.
É preciso lembrar-nos, sobretudo, da última, da mais importante declaração de amor que cada de nós faz a alguém.
C'est terrifiant.
É absolutamente aterradora.
The film kind of started to build on itself, and I was very friendly with a lot of people who either their characters based on or they're actually in the movie, and they didn't know I was even a filmmaker because I had spent, at that point, by the time we started filming, 8 months a year hanging out. So we would pull kind of one person aside and be like, hey, we want to try an audition with you, and they had no idea what was going on.
Information is power. And the reason WikiLeaks is so threatening, why is a group of activists, why is Julian Assange, who was traveling around the world with a couple of laptops in his backpack, sleeping on people's couches, so challenging to governments? Because he threatened their control over power. And WikiLeaks threatens their control over information, which is power. Jeremy put it beautifully in the panel earlier today, Jeremy Zimmerman, saying that WikiLeaks rights the imbalance of power around control of information by making information available to us, because while governments control information, they control the narrative.
And so for me, I felt this giant wave of relief, knowing, for example, that people would see what Snowden had gone through, what real, actual stress that is not paranoia looks like. So if people talk about this film and they say, oh, it induces paranoia, well, maybe it's paranoia for someone that's watching it, but it's actually prudence for the people that are living it. And so to see that was it was a relief to see that it was done, actually, which is it's also a really good film, but having a different view on those events over time, it definitely was a relief that we all lived to see the film.
I think we have to work on narratives that, instead of being based on fear, could be based maybe on love. That maybe instead of being based on disempowering people, will be based on empowering people. Maybe instead of being based on individualities, will be based on sharing together the very sheer joy of knowledge, of empowerment and of participation in our society.